because we're in, what's it called? We're in a test mode until we start the webinar.
I know that even when I did it this last time and we were still in test mode, I was able to share my video.
Okay. So you are in as panelists.
Yep.
So you need to be able to share your screen. Is that what you're asking for?
No, we're asking to be able to
Show our face.
Yeah.
To show your face. Let's see.
Just be real clear that I'm not asking to share my face.
Becky, you don't want to share your pretty face?
No.
Mhm. Let's
Stop
see
it,
more.
too thick.
I was just looking at some of the filters that are on here. We could put a mask over my face.
Yeah, there's some funny ones. I'm not gonna
Where do you
lie.
see filters?
Go to like your little video.
Click on the little video
Oh, the carrot.
up, and then it says
Yeah, the
choose
carrot.
virtual background or choose video filter. And when you click them, there are like filters that are there or videos. So
Oh yeah, I should put that I'm in San Francisco.
Yeah, there's
Allow
some.
panelists to start video. I think I did it.
Okay.
I better take off these video filters then.
Hi, Hannah.
I think I look funny.
Hello.
Is that allowing you to do what you need to do, folks, or no?
Let me see.
Oh, hold on. Let's check.
Oh, there I am.
There you are.
Yep, there we are.
Awesome. And let's see if I'm there.
Debbie, your camera seems to be black.
Oh, yeah.
Hover
There we
on.
go. Hi. Okay. So, how's it going, Hannah?
Hi, Jen.
Going good.
Hi, Jen. Thanks for joining us. So we have, basically this turned out to be a panel of basically the sciences, so to speak.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
what's
have Dr. Toothaker and Professor Cook from nursing, and Jennifer Adams from nursing as well as a mentor. And then we have Hannah, who is an environmental learning community mentor. And then of course, Luna is our office program coordinator. And then who else do we have? We have Dr. Venditti coming from health sciences. And then Jen is going to be our moderator. And then I'm going to be in the background. We're also, you might see another name pop up. Juliana is our new graduate assistant who's going to be working with the mentors in the fall. So she's just going to kind of stay behind the scenes and kind of watch what we're doing, get acclimated with some of the things that are related to promoting the LCs and the mentors and so forth. So when she pops on, you can all meet her. And then if I haven't mentioned, Jen is going to be moderating for us. I'm going to actually pause the recording and should I share my screen now or do you want me to wait, Jen?
No,
Share my
share your
screen?
screen. Hi, everybody. We're excited to have you here. I hope
think
you're
I have
here to
to-
hear about the learning communities.
I think I need to add them in, don't we?
I think they may be here already, Debbie.
Okay.
How about
Alright.
let's do this? Hey, everybody, if you're here with us, do us a favor and say hi in the chat. See, they're here with us.
Yay.
Yay! we're not always used to the webinar setup here. So we wanted to just make sure we had y'all. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're really excited to have you. My name is Jen Hunsinger, and you may have seen me before in some other of these Zoom with Blooms, but I am the Director of First Year Experience. And no, Derek, you're not the only one. We have at least 6 of you out there. These webinars, it's really hard because we can't see you all, but anyway. So I'm Jen Hunsinger, and I'm the Director of our First Year Experience and Center for First Year Experience and Student Transition at Bloomsburg University, which is a new center built to provide support to all of you, whether you're a first-year student, a transfer student, we're here for you. So we're very excited about this center, and we're very excited to be working with all of you so closely. We are here for you for whatever you need. But tonight we're here to talk about the learning communities that we offer here at Bloomsburg University. And before we get started, I'd really love for you to meet all of my friends here on the panel. So I am going to start with Professor Pam Cook. If you would introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Professor Cook. I am one of the co-directors of the nursing learning community. So if we have any nursing students out there, we would love for you to join us. I teach at the freshman, sophomore, and junior level. And welcome.
And Dr. Rebecca Toothaker.
I am Dr. Toothaker. I'm the other co-director of the Nursing LC. My primary teaching responsibilities are at the freshman and the sophomore level. So we'll be seeing you as you come into us in the fall. So welcome to everybody.
Dr. Jennifer Venditti.
Greetings. I can't see you, but I know you're out there. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Dr. Venditti. I'm the director for the Health Sciences Learning Community, and I'm also a faculty member in the Department of Biological and Allied Health Sciences. For those of you who are coming to Bloomsburg University as a declared major in health sciences, biology, or medical imaging, you will see me in the fall semester for your Biology 114 lecture, Concepts in Biology 1. So get ready. We're going to learn a lot of biology, but we're also going to have fun at the same time. So I will see you there. And then if you're a health sciences major, I'll see you again when you're a junior, when you take your health sciences seminar. So thank you for joining us and welcome. And I look forward to meeting you in the fall.
And Jennifer Adams.
Hi, my name's Jen. I'm a junior nursing major. I'm a mentor for the nursing LC. I'm also a psych minor.
Luna.
Hi, I'm Luna Alexander. I'm also going into my junior year. I am the program coordinator for the first year experience and student inclusion or student transitions office. So I'm kind of everywhere. I was part of the honors LC as well as the Army ROTC LC. So I have a little bit of experience in both of those, and I'm just happy to be a part of this program.
And Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah. Next year, I'll be a senior bio student, and I'm the environmental LC mentor. And last year, I was a mentor for the first year experience seminar group.
So behind the scenes, we have our wizards. And one of the wizards is one of our grad students, Juliana. So Juliana, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yes. Hi, my name is Juliana. I am the grad assistant in the first year experience office. And I will be working with the student mentors in the LCs.
And the incomparable Miss Debbie Chamberlain.
Hi, everybody. My name is Debbie, and I have been working with the learning communities for about 13 years now. My current role is program coordinator for not only the learning communities, but the entire first year experience office and students in transition. So I'm very happy to have you with us. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. I'm the one who processes all the applications that come in for our learning communities. So you'll most likely be communicating with me throughout the summer on things.
So Debbie and Juliana will be in the chat trying to answer some of your questions or making us aware that we're getting a lot of your questions that we might want to answer live. So thank you both for being here and helping us, because I am terrible at multitasking in Zoom. So thank you, thank you. Okay, so for those of you that are not aware what a learning community is, some of you may already be in one, but just in case you're not and you're not sure what it is, a learning community is the learning community program is an inclusive program that gives students who are new to Bloomsburg University the opportunity to take some classes and do some activities with others who have a similar major as them or have similar interests. So a lot of our learning communities are major based, but we do have learning communities that are more about general interests. So I'll get into that in just a minute, but you get a ton of opportunities in the learning community. So these are the learning communities that we offer for the fall. We have American Sign Language, which is for students who are majoring in American Sign Language or Deaf Ed Hard of Hearing. We have Army ROTC, which is for any major, but these are students that are interested in being part of the ROTC program. We have our College of Education learning community, which is for students who are for any majors that are a dual education major, are early ed education, secondary education, mid-level education. So it's all the education students that are not American Sign Language or Deaf Hard of Hearing. College of Education learning community is for you. Creative Arts is for any major. It doesn't matter what your major is. If you are interested in the arts, whether it be, print, drawing, painting, theater, dance, music, Creative Arts is a really great outlet for you. So if I had these opportunities, that's probably where I would have ended up. Just say. We have Digital Sciences, which is for the students who are majoring in computer science and digital forensics. We have our environmental learning community. And a lot of students think that this is for students who are just studying environmental sciences, but that's not true. Environmental learning community is for anybody. It doesn't matter your major. If you are interested in social justice and stuff related to the environment and doing that kind of work, if you're interested in just being outside and learning more about nature, they do a whole bunch of stuff outside. They do stuff inside. They have a ton of fun. So that's a great resource or a great learning community for you if you're interested in that. We have Explore and Discover for the students who are really unsure of what they want to be studying at Bloomsburg University, which is probably would have been my second choice as a student back in the day. I had a major, but it was not the right major for me. So that would have been a really great learning community for me back in the day. We won't discuss how far back. So then we have Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass is also a learning community for any student, regardless of major. Frederick Douglass is really focused on social justice issues. They do a lot of work, a lot of great resource for people who are going to any helping profession. They do a lot of work of how we communicate with others, regardless of background, how we understand where people are coming from. They do a ton of conferences. They go out and present. They do some really great things there. So that is an opportunity for anybody in any major. We have our health sciences learning community, which Dr. Venditti did a fabulous job telling you about. So that is for any of our students who are majoring in the communication sciences and disorders, or also known as speech path and audiology, medical imaging, health sciences, bio, your pre-sciences. All of you fall under the health sciences bracket. So great opportunity there for those majors. We have a learning community that's near and dear to our hearts called our Military and Veterans Learning Community. This is open to any major, but these are for students who are themselves actively in the military or are veterans. So if you are in that category or you have a friend coming who is in that category, really great learning community for you to get acclimated. And we have the nursing learning community, which is quite popular and very well run. So, and we have the best directors here to tell you about it because here they are, Dr. Cook and Dr. Toothaker. And then of course we have our Ziegler College of Business, which is for our students who are majoring in any of the business majors. And that is our choices for this coming fall. So why join the learning community? Well, I'll give you some of the facts that everybody seems to really love. Number one, the students in the learning communities, this is not like a club and organization. This is a academic-based program that does stuff outside of the classroom as well. And it shows. So the students in the learning communities tend to outperform in their GPAs each year versus the students who are not in a learning community. In addition, our students in the learning communities tend to also take the lead faster, which means they're graduating faster. The learning community students are usually the students that are snatching up the leadership positions on the campus, then getting the internships, the externships. They're very active, they're very proactive, and it shows because they tend to graduate faster than their peers who did not start in the learning community. And that's simply because the learning communities, we work really hard to make sure that we're giving you all the resources that you might need. We are there for you every step of the way that first year here at Bloomsburg University. So you'll receive a peer mentors that have been in your shoes, that know what it's like, that have most likely been in your major, and they will help you through anything that you are going through. And if they don't know the answer, because heck, we don't always know the answer, they will be able to find a resource for you. And if they don't know the resource, they come to us, or you can come to us and we get you to the resource. So because the students in the learning communities get to the resources and have all this right in front of them and have the peers, their faculty directors, they too on top of things and graduate on time, if not early. But there are other benefits to the learning communities as well that aren't just about the academic side. So if we can go back just a second, Debbie, to the other slide, I just want to talk a little bit more about those benefits. So Luna and Jen and Hannah, you were all in the learning communities. Can you share just a little bit of those benefits that you've got out of being in the learning community?
Yeah, so I can talk from a perspective of being in Honors LC, which if you're a part of the honors program, you have to be a part of the Honors LC, similar to the nursing LC. If you're part of the nursing program, you're part of the nursing LC. So, I knew that I would make friends through just being in the honors college as it was and find my community there. But I didn't realize how much of an impact just being part of the learning community would be. Living with like-minded people who were in my program allowed for me to form relationships with individuals that I still have classes with. And I actually made a best friend from that first week of introductions in August when you move in, and we talk every single day. So, it allows you to make friends, it builds a community in your mind, and it allows you to kind of transition. And that's one thing as a freshman, as a new student coming in, is essential in my opinion. And it also just brought a lot of opportunities. Here I am now working with the program as a whole, and couldn't ask for anything better. So yeah, just an amazing overall of anything that you want to achieve, the learning communities will allow you to.
Anybody else want to share their experience and what they find to be a benefit?
Yeah, so like Luna had said, I also met like two of my roommates that are also like my very best friends. We're all nursing majors, and just that first like week and like first 2 weeks you're there, like everything's new. You don't really know anyone. So it's great to have like a group of friends already. Like you go to all these events together, you do activities. So like you just start making friends instantly, which is really great. And I also just loved having like my mentor. I've gotten so much advice from her through the years about like what classes should I take as electives, and just like her thoughts on things that you need to know as you're going through this.
Yeah, I think the friends aspect was really good because I'm coming from the environmental one, which was like a really small one. compared to the other ones. So we just became a really tight-knit group. But you also get a close relationship with the professor that is like manning each LC. And so for my case, it was a professor that I had for like 2 years straight after that. So I got a really nice relationship with her, and it's just a good way to network with professionals on campus too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your own experiences. So one of the things that the learning communities do is we do try to put students in common courses together. It's usually 1, maybe 2 courses. So this year, Debbie, if you want to go to that next slide. Awesome. Thank you so much. So this year, we are very excited. The university is doing a new initiative. In the past, student schedules used to be done for them their first semester, but this year it's a little different. So this year, we are putting some of your core courses on there, and one of the courses that will be put onto your schedules when you join a learning community is a learning community course, as long as it doesn't conflict with anything else that you need for your major, or you haven't had it already, because we know we have some students who are local to Bloomsburg who, as a high school student, took classes here. So once in a while, it turns out that that student has taken a class that our LC students are taking. So if you've had the class, we don't put you in that class again. But for the most part, we will put those classes on. And then when you come to orientation, which hopefully you've all registered for orientation, so when you come to orientation, you will have the opportunity to meet with a faculty member from your department and put some additional classes onto your schedules, which is the first time we've ever done that. So we're very excited for all of you to have that opportunity to do that. But we will put on the courses for you that are related to the learning community. So most learning communities take at least 1, if not 2 classes together with their peers. So we have certain courses selected based on your majors or for gen ed purposes that you would take with your learning community peers. And you might have other students in the class with you that are not in the learning community, which is perfectly fine. But what's really great is that you get to meet all your peers before classes even start in the fall, because we move the learning community students in on the first day of move-in. So this year it would be August 15th for our learning community students. And we'll do a bunch of activities with those students so they get to know each other before like the rest of welcome week starts. So as the rest of the first year students are moving in, learning community students will be doing lots of programs and workshops and getting to know one another and their mentors, and they have a lot of fun. And then they get to do a whole bunch of other activities with the rest of the first year students. And then it's class time, and you go to class, and at least 1 or 2 of your classes, you're going to know half the class, which is awesome. So that's one of the benefits of the learning communities as well, is you get to have common courses, you get to have a class with others. Okay, so I have a question for all of you who are here joining us. What brought you here to this Zoom with Bloom tonight? What do you want to know about the learning communities? Do you have any questions so far? If not, I'll start asking the panelists to share some more questions, but I thought I'd throw it to you all first. Giving it a couple minutes. I feel like I should play the Jeopardy song or something like that as we wait. Okay, no pressure. If you have questions, just throw them in the chat, or you can put them in the Q&A and we'll answer as we go along. But for now,
You've got one.
oh, we got one. Great question, Ryan. So normally, you would find out if you get into the learning community by typically takes about 2 weeks. And what will happen is you'll receive an email in your in your BU email inbox. However, we have orientation next week, so we're a little behind on the letters. If you've applied like more than a week ago and you're still waiting to hear what the status is of your application, please email Debbie or myself. And Debbie, if you could put our emails in the chat, that would be great. Email one of us and we will take a look and see what the status is. And we'll be able to give you like the informal, yes, you're good, not to worry, we got you, so that you know what's going on. Oh, we are getting lots of questions here. So I think I saw something about living arrangements where somebody is living in Lycoming with the Honors College students, and they are not in the Honors College, but I think they might be preparing to be in a different learning community, which is totally fine, right, everybody? We are not a residential program, so it doesn't matter where you live on campus. The learning communities are open to anyone regardless of where they live, including commuters. So if you're a commuter student, this is a really great opportunity to meet people and get connected and be engaged on the campus. So not to worry. If you are assigned to a hall where some of the other students in your learning community may not be, it's totally fine, because your learning community programs typically do not take place in a residence hall. Once in a while, we do have some activities that take place in Columbia Hall, but that's simply because they have a big open multi-purpose room on their first floor. And so people can have access to get into there for those events. So that's really the only time. And that's also, for anybody that is nursing or health sciences, that is where the ABLE resource is. So bottom of Columbia Hall, there's a resource for anybody taking the biology classes, anatomy and physiology. Did I say that right? Anatomy and physiology. Okay, thank you. Where you can go and get help. There's faculty members who are there to help, as well as grad students that can tutor, get assistance. They do a lot of reviews down in that center. So that's the only time really that there's learning community programs that take place in a residence hall, besides Honors, which has their own residence hall in Lycoming. So not to worry if you don't live there. Any other pressing questions that we need to answer right now?
There are a few questions in the Q&A section of this, not just the chat.
Okay, so these questions coming in, I think, are more that I have to answer everybody. So I promise panelists are going to start speaking more here in a minute. But if you are in the Honors College, then yes, you are automatically in the Honors Learning Community. That is the one learning community, in addition to Army ROTC, that if you join Army ROTC, we will probably send something to you to say, do you want to be active in the learning community? For Honors College, it's immediate. You are in a learning community. So they're the only two where it's immediate based on a program that you're already in. And the question on, can you be in more than one learning community? No, officially, no. But the great news is that once you're in a learning community, it opens up a whole bunch of doors. So say you are a nursing student and you got the opportunity to be in the Honors College, which is awesome, and congratulations. That does not mean that you are closed off to the nursing learning community. So the nursing learning community, when they are doing things related to your major, they open that up to any nursing majors that are in any of the learning communities so that they can get the same information. So not to worry, you can do, and that goes for any of them. If you are in if you are a business major, but you just love the creative arts, you love theater, and you want to be able to explore that, you can then go and you can be in the creative arts. And when College of Business is doing, their learning community is doing something about your major, those doors will be open to you as well. So once you're in one, you're in that one, and then you have opportunities to mix into the others if you're not in the one that's specific to your major, but you want your major's information. So I hope that helps. And the reason we do that is because it becomes very confusing for the students to be into, because then you have multiple mentors who are reaching out to you all the time for different things, and it gets really overwhelming, and we don't want you overwhelmed. So this is why we do it this way. Okay. So speaking of the different programs that we do, anybody want to share some of the exciting programs that we've done in the past and we'll hopefully now be able to do again in the future with things becoming a little more at ease with COVID for now? Knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. So who wants to share? What kind of program? What do we do in the learning communities?
I can just share from the program, my old title of program assistant side of things. I kind of see all programs that came through the office this past year, even with COVID and certain precautionary measures we had to handle as an office. as well as a university, there were still amazing programs out there. I mean, between, you know, exam reviews, movie nights, some debriefs between syllabi or like anatomy and physiology and different things like that. But you're also talking about some really cool ones like a Zoom charade or Discord game night, bingo, just virtual scavenger hunt, just all these really cool programs that our mentors were able to handle doing even over Zoom. So kudos to them. But we also had some really cool in-person ones. I know that the Honors College was able to do some things with Quest, which is our outdoor program that you know, provides an educational side for outdoor activities. So they were able to do some really cool programs with them. We also had the environmental science one, did a little field trip with the directors to do some swallow something with some birds. I don't know the specifics, but they did a really neat field trip that I think they took a lot from. But yeah, so there's a bunch of different programs, you know, we did over Zoom, but even my freshman year in the program when everything was not COVID-ish, you know, we had different speakers come. We had a really cool LC wide field trip to a local like farm for like Halloween time, fall-ish, which was amazing. You know, we have Fall Fest that we did this year, which you know, allowed some really cool opportunities for in-person, even though we were dealing with COVID. Just to see people's faces again and be in somewhat of the same area was also super great. But yeah, those are just some of the cool programs that personally I think of when looking at the learning communities from my perspective.
Yeah, as a nursing LC, we got together a group of different levels of nursing majors. So we had sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And the freshmen LC mentees were able to come and they were able to ask questions about like what to expect in their future years. Any kind of like just general questions they asked about materials they might need for nursing, professors, where we do our clinicals. So that was great. I think Luna had mentioned Quest. I did that as a mentee my first year, and it was super fun. That was like how some of our friends, like, you have to do these little challenges, so you have to work together as a team. So that's really fun. And then we do fun things like paint pumpkins or cupcake decorating. So it's always fun, and it's just good to get out of your dorm, or like if you're at home, you can come just to be on campus and hang out with your friends.
We have done a variety of activities in the health sciences learning community, and we plan activities that are social or fun, that are academic related, and that are also some service activities that we do. This past spring semester, we held hybrid activities where we had a few students who were able to join us in person, and then some of our mentees joined us via Zoom, and we had a lot of fun. We did Stuff a Critter, which was like bringing a Build-A-Bear type event to campus, and that was really fun. We were stuffing octopi, octopuses, and woolly mammoths, and this cute little teddy bear. We did yoga, followed by root beer floats. So we were floating away, or floating out of the semester, I think is what we called it. I had a really creative mentor team, and they came up with some really great names for these events. They're really good. We did yoga. We painted flower pots and then planted succulents. We have done service events whereby we have done food drives. We've done some animal shelter drives. We have made military care packages that have been sent to lots of different places. We do a lot of academic events as well, whereby our mentors set up panels or workshops where you can come and talk with them about scheduling. How does scheduling work? What does it look like from the student perspective? How did they approach scheduling? What courses did they take at the same time, and how did that turn out for them? I also like to bring in a group of faculty at the beginning of the semester to share their insight with students on how to study for science, because this is a brand new experience that you will have. We've also done some resume workshops. And if you look at the latest health sciences learning community marketing material, that was our Zoom costume party that we had in the fall semester. And we really had fun with that. We all started with our cameras off and we were all dressed up and we had to give a few clues. And then everyone who was there tried to guess who we are. And then finally we revealed ourselves. So we really had a good time. And you know, it's fun for the mentors, it's fun for the mentees, it's fun for me as the director as well, because I get to interact with students outside of the classroom and we get to do really fun, cool things.
Sign me up, and I don't even like science. I would get lost in class, but I love all those activities. Anybody else want to share? So in addition to some of the individual learning community activities that take place, we also do some LC-wide, we call it, activities. And hopefully we'll be able to make some of those happen more than we were able to this past year. So in the past, pre-COVID, we would do field trips. It was not uncommon for us to take students to Washington, D.C. or to New York City. We would do some fun stuff. All of it was fun, but some of it would have a little bit of an educational side to it. You know, we'd go to a museum or whatever, but you could go and roam the museum and stuff. So we're hoping that, you know, as we make our way through this pandemic, that is something we may be able to offer again for this year. So we do some things that are all LC-wide. We do some competitions sometimes where we'll do penny wars to raise money for, you know, Relay for Life, or maybe it's for UNICEF, or, you know, we have a food pantry in Bloomsburg and we call it Hungry Husky program. So students that need some additional food or whatever, they can go to the Hungry Husky. So we'll do food drives and we'll do other drives to promote and support that program. So we also do some of those events as well, LC-wide. And we're listing all of these things. And as a student, you may be like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to have time for that. So I will just reassure you that the majority of the programming that is taking place, it's usually about 1 to 2 programs a month, typically. And a lot of times the students, you pick and choose what fits into your schedule. So not to panic if you're like, oh my God, this seems like it's way too much. I promise it's really not. It's totally doable. Students do it all the time and they're fine. And again, you have that resource with your peer mentor. Your peer mentors will try to reach out to you and meet with you once a month, just to see how you're doing for a little bit. A lot of times mentors want to talk a little bit about what those one-on-ones are like.
Yeah, so I hold a lot of one-on-ones with our LC. We usually do it like more often just because ours is small. And since we're so small, we become like such a tight-knit group that the one-on-ones become kind of just like conversations instead of like question and answers. And for us, they usually go like probably an hour at least. We're just chatting. We usually hold them at like Starbucks, or if you want to do it virtual, we do it on Zoom too. And it's just a way to like catch up with each other and see if there's any problems that anyone's having and just to hang out.
So that's another element to all of this. Okay. Any questions out there that we need to address? So I will reiterate for anybody that has already applied to the learning community, or even if you haven't and you just want to know, students that are in the learning communities, as well as any students that are in the honors college, the new students, their move-in date will be August 15th. So it's a Sunday, it's the first day of move-in, and we bring you in first because, as I said earlier, we do a lot of activities with you so you can get to know one another. Okay, panelists, any advice for the incoming students and how to make the most of their first year?
Sorry, I can go ahead. One of the things that's really important is you just need to enjoy it. Freshman year goes really fast, and then, I mean, even college in general just goes really fast. So take time, enjoy it, really like go to these events. They're fun. I enjoyed them. I love doing it. It's just like this is really important. Take freshman year to learn how to study for exams. You'll be taking a lot of gen eds or like classes that aren't necessarily super important to your major yet. So it's really, really important to take this time, find different studying techniques, figure out what works best for you. So when you go ahead into your bigger courses, you can succeed. And this is where your mentors will be like a great resource for you. I have a few mentees that were struggling with how to study for anatomy and physiology. So like we talked about different ways that like how I found success and how some of my roommates and other friends had. And I just think it's really important to learn that freshman year. You need to be able to study.
I think another thing is take advantage of every opportunity you have. We have countless clubs and organizations. We have organization fairs of just getting information on those things. Join a club, and if you don't like it, ask to be off the email list. It's not the end of the world. Don't feel like you're breaking somebody's heart. You know what I mean? It's not this big breakup that's happening. It's you realizing what you enjoy and what you don't. But there are amazing clubs and organizations out there available. There's different educational opportunities that the university puts on between. I remember my freshman year, we had this thing called Fireside Chats, where there were different professors or professional staff on campus that came in and talked about different opportunities, you know, within their programs and whatnot, or just in general. Another big thing for me was be willing to network. So rather than just, you know, being a standby student in the classroom, introduce yourself to the professor, allow them to know you so that you can network from there. You know, maybe down the line you might need a professional reference, and maybe you had them for a just a gen ed class, but you really enjoyed the class, you performed well, you enjoyed the professor, and you're able to use them as down the line. But also for different research opportunities, major specific. So some of your different majors have opportunities for research and different programs of that sort. So you get in with these professors, you find out what they are researching, and you network with them and their peers, as well as obviously other professors on campus. And be willing to take advantage of everything the LC has to offer, but as well as your department. Discuss with different department chairs where you want to go. Use upperclassmen that are maybe in the program or within your LC to figure out where you want to be at the end of your stay here at Bloomsburg, but also just from year to year where you want to go. And most importantly, in my opinion, join the family here at the Learning Communities, because it is one of the most impactful communities I joined on campus. And I'm pretty involved across the board, but this one has a special place in my heart. So just learn what you can and take advantage of what you have. So.
Dr. Toothaker, Professor Cook, would you like to add anything? Any advice for the students?
I think my advice, coming from a professor's perspective, is don't be afraid to ask us questions. So many times I hear that from students in the nursing major at any level, whether you're a freshman or you're a junior. But don't be afraid, come and talk with us. If you're struggling with content or an exam, come to us, because we're the experts and we're more than happy to help you be successful. That is what we're here for, is to help you to be successful. In addition to that, use our resources, such as the Writing Center. Those of you who are a nursing major, you will take chemistry in the fall and in the spring. We have an excellent consultant that is associated with the chemistry department that helps with tutoring. We have our ABLE program, as Jen had mentioned earlier, that is located, and that's to help you with biology or anatomy and physiology, 1 and 2, which is what you'll be taking. So use those resources. Don't be afraid. Reach out to us.
Yeah, I echo all of that and everything that our other panelists have said, but most of all is just to be involved, and be present in your education and trying to soak all of that in, and remembering that there's this sweet balance between studying and still finding some open free time for yourself that is important as you take in everything that BU has to offer. And so if my sage advice is just to be in the moment.
I think that being engaged is so important, like you all said, and I think all of you listening, you're going to hear that a lot. And it's very common for me to hear from students and from supporters that, student just needs to take a year to get acclimated and do classes. And the truth is that the sooner you get engaged, the more successful you will be as a student. Like, there's lots of research out there that shows that. And these days, when you leave, I mean, most students are coming to college not just to hang out here for 4 years and make some friends. They want to earn their degree and get that job and the career that they want. So if you're that person, and I'm gonna take an educated guess that maybe you are that person, when you graduate, there's a lot of people graduating with the same degree you have. So what are you doing to stand apart? And so getting involved right from the beginning and figuring out which direction you're going and networking and making those connections, talking to your faculty, talking to your peers, talk to the staff. We've all been there. We're here for you. Getting involved with all of that is going to make you stand apart. You will be a better professional because your communication skills will stand out. Your critical thinking skills are going to stand out. All of those things will happen because you've been engaged beyond the class. So it's not just about the grades now. It's also about what are you doing outside of that class? And this is a really, really great stepping stone to that. Okay. So is there any other parting words that we want to share with the group, or any questions from all of you that you have for all of these panelists? Anything that we can answer or help you or guide you with? So while we're waiting to see if they have any questions, any final thoughts or words that you want to share?
I can't hit on it enough. Take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you. I think the directors, professors, and even fellow students and mentors will say it themselves. There are amazing opportunities that Bloomsburg has to offer as a whole, and from your different programs and whatnot, that'll serve you amazing opportunities down the line and provide a base of education that you couldn't get anywhere else. So just be willing to be open to those opportunities. Another thing is be open to change and other people. You're going to come into college is a completely different environment, and you've probably been told that by your high school teachers, maybe your parents, or maybe family members. College is its own animal, but don't be afraid of it. Go head on, and being part of the LC, you have a support system here 24/7, actually probably 25/8, to be honest with you. These people work around the clock to make sure that individuals like yourself have the opportunities for you and have the support that you need. So I think that's few things that I can hit on for sure, is that just do what you can, and the people around you will support you even more.
So before we do any other final thoughts, I made an error. I forgot to go through a lot of our frequently asked questions, and I think we hit on some of them, Debbie, but is there any that I should hit on right now?
I think one of the main ones might be, should they wait to join an LC or should they do it now?
Yes, so because we are tied in with academics, again, remember, students in learning communities take common courses together. There is a deadline. So this is not like a club or organization that you can join after you've been at Bloomsburg University for a little while. Learning communities, you have to sign up before the summer is over. So our deadline is, I believe, July 8th. So you have to sign up by then. And that is simply because there's a lot of work that we have to do behind the scenes to make sure you're set up with the classes that you need, and the directors and the peer mentors can figure out who's going to get who, and they can reach out to you, and we can prepare for all of you for when you come in August. So there is a deadline to sign up for the learning communities. And oh yes, something that's very important for you all to know. Guess what? This amazing opportunity is free, totally free. You don't have to pay extra for it. I mean, some of the activities that we do, like those field trips that I said before, sometimes there is a little bit of a cost with that, but I think the most students have paid, and this is for an overnight with a hotel, was $30. So it's pretty minimal what students pay for those types of things. We try to keep it all free as much as possible. But once in a while, there's an activity that does require a little extra cost, but it's nothing astronomical. So it's free. And the doors closed if you don't do it, but it opens so many doors if you do. So why not take a chance and join?
We do have a lot of commuter students that join our programs as well. So you don't actually have to live on campus.
That's right. So speaking of the commuters, I'm going to hit on this again because we get a lot of questions about it. If you join a learning community or you have joined a learning community, you're going to see, if you come to campus, signs that say learning communities outside of a lot of our residence halls. So when we can, we will try to house students in the vicinity of one another in a residence hall, but that doesn't always work out. So that's why I say to you, if you are not in a hall where a lot of your peers in the learning community are at, do not panic, do not worry. There are probably learning community students in the hall that you've been assigned to because they're spread out through all of the lower campus residence halls. But your programming, your stuff with your mentors, everything related to the learning community does not take place in the residence hall. So it will be okay. So especially now, because the housing assignments have now been released. So students who sign up for a learning community, we probably won't be able to necessarily move you because that's all done. So again, don't worry about where you're living when it comes to learning communities. It doesn't matter. We're open to everybody. So, any other parting words, words of wisdom? Good.
Thanks for joining the session tonight. Or if you're viewing this after this is recorded, thanks for viewing it.
Exactly. I echo Luna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
Oh, you're good. I just wanted to say, if you're on like the border of trying to decide whether or not to join, my freshman roommate, we had talked before we moved in, and she was like, I'm not going to join. Like, it's fine. As soon as we were on campus, she was like, I think in the office every day asking if she could join the LC. And unfortunately, we had filled up. So definitely just do it. We love it if you do it. Everyone loves it. It's a great time. So I hope to see you guys in the fall.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, panelists, for being here. Go to lc.bloomu.edu to apply if you have not already. We can't wait to meet all of you. Regardless, this is from me, regardless if you join a learning community or not, we are here for you. So let us know if you need anything. The Center for First Year Experience is here for you. So thank you, everybody, and have a great evening. Can't wait to see you at orientation. Bye.